folks. Back on the Bossman show. Coach Joey Gallo, Merrimack Warriors, Northeast Conference, 8-4 in the year. Coach, good to talk to you again. How's it up
Yeah,
there in Boston, man? Is it real cold up there, man?
yeah, it's cold, but we're playing well, so you don't really feel the cold when you're playing well. So all we know right now is it's warm inside the gym, so that's a good thing.
Yes, indeed. Now, Coach, you only played 12 games this year, man, and then we're almost the end of the season here. How's it been trying to get your guys in rhythm, knowing you have a limited amount of games to make the run you want to make, to do what you want to do this season, win the championship? I know you can't play postseason wise. At least win the regular season tournament. At least win that for sure.
Yeah, you know what? We've been, we also know this could change any day with the testing, and you kind of almost hold your breath every time you have your 2 3 tests a week, waiting on those results to come in. So we know that could change at any time. But since we've come back, we had a really tough late November, early December. Our guys were home for a couple weeks. We came back December 27th. After being, after having 8 practices in 40 days. So that was the tough part when we first got back. But right now we've gotten back, guys gotten back in shape, got a few games under our belt early, which was almost like, even though they were conference, it's almost like playing your non-conference or your scrimmages to get some of your bad habits out of you and get back in shape. So, knock on wood, since December 27th to now, we've been in a really good rhythm. And, we talked to the guys the other day, and, that the no postseason comes up a lot. But I said, all you guys have friends around the country playing on a lot of different teams. How many of them with 14 days left in a season can say they're, competing for a regular season championship right now? So, that is our playoffs. There's 6 games left, and, we're treating this like our playoffs.
Most definitely, coach. And I feel like Jordan Minor and Mikey has really played really well for you guys, leading you away and scoring there. Tell us about what those two young men meant to your roster this year.
Yeah, and to start off about those two guys, they also set the tone with the way they work. I mean, even going back to September, before we're even allowed in the gym, you see those guys out on the football field going through little conditioning routines on their own without even anyone telling them to do it. We had the day off today. We had to tell Jordan Minor not to come to the gym because we don't want Sunday to be his 7th straight day of work, on a back-to-back. So those two guys, they're deserving of everything that they've got this year. We had some of those older guys with Javaris and Jaleel Lord and Idris Joyner last year. And these guys were kind of the gravy. And now we tell them all the time, they're like the steak and potatoes, and have really grown into, it took a couple games to figure out, oh, this is my new role. But now they've handled it great.
And you got off the bench, you got two great guys in Malik and Jordan off the bench as well. So they bring your energy off the bench. I know you pretty much playing 7 guys strongly here. So those two guys bringing energy off the bench is really key for you guys. Keep so you don't have a big dip when you have your guys resting, of course.
For sure. Yeah. And Jordan McCoy is a guy that, he does everything the right way. He knows our system inside and out. Justin Connolly is another guy. He was out for a while, so he makes 8 now, and he's another older veteran who missed last year with an injury. But with Jordan and Justin, you know that they're going to come in and do everything correctly. They're going to defend. They're going to execute. You trust everything they do. And then Malik Edmead, he brings a different dynamic of he's the microwave. He comes in, he's averaging 9.5 points in about 15 minutes a game. So, those other guys kind of hold it down as far as their, the trust factor and knowing everything that we do. And then Malik we just kind of let him go and go get us some buckets. And he's been able to do that.
Most definitely, and like you said, that's so important because when you come off the bench, you really want to have guys with energy and effort and know your system and trust them because that's where the game's kind of won and lost sometimes with the bench play. So
Yeah.
if you get one of the guys too long starting them, second half they're gonna be dead, especially on a back to back as well. Because I cover the NBA and the Hawks, so I see for the NBA level, back to backs they'll hit a wall in the fourth quarter and be done. So
Yeah.
how key is now having your guys who are you can trust and run them out there knowing that, hey, I got to get these guys some rest so we can be strong down the stretch here and win clutch time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been huge, especially with Jordan Minor. I mean, he's such a big physical guy, and he plays so hard. Um, Early on, before Connolly came back, he had nights where he was playing 35, 36 minutes on night one. And then it was tough for him on night 2. So now with Connolly back, he's more in that 27 to 30-minute range, and he's been much fresher on game 2 of these back-to-backs. It's been huge.
Now, how cool has it been to prepare for just one opponent rather than having to prepare for two during the week? So, how's that been for you, coaching wise and practice planning wise? To only had to prepare for one team rather than two during the week.
Yeah, it's definitely different. For us, we're the way we play with the zone, and how we play offensively. We, regardless if it's one or two opponents, we really focus a lot more on ourselves than our opponent anyway. Where it's been different is how long it is in between games. Like you're going, this past week we played Thursday, Friday. We don't play again until Saturday. So now it's a little bit different on managing your guys' bodies, managing your guys' minds, knowing that you don't have a game for 8 days, keeping guys healthy. You don't want to peak too early in the week, so we have a day off, then we'll have like a recovery lift day and a shoot day. Then we'll ramp it up a little bit, ramp it back down. So it's more kind of managing, the effort throughout the week to make sure everybody's fresh and ready to go on game day.
Most definitely. And what's cool about the Northeast Conference is that all you guys are kind of close together. There's 4 losses here, 5. So everybody is so close. So this year, it's really parity in the league for sure. And there's no easy nights there. We have 8 wins in that league, knowing how you can go FDU up here one week, Wagner, LIU. So it's like this. You just know these nights, and the fact that you guys have eked out 8 wins already, knowing how tough it is to make you really happy.
Yeah. Yep. And you're always a good weekend or a bad weekend away from kind of jumping 2 or 3 spots either way. So, we're just trying to stay locked in here. We got 6 games left, 3 home, 3 on the road. So it's kind of in our hands now.
Let me ask you this though, Coach. When your guys was only having first part of the year, 8 practices in 40 days,
Yep.
how was that to kind of not get guys hurt? When you try to get them back into it, because the inactivity, you risk a soft tissue injury where it's going to be nagging forever, right? So, how was key your strength staff and your assistant coaches and yourself planning so guys would not, have those problems that some teams are having right now in February?
Yeah, we really tried to ease, as a coach, right? Your mentality is always kind of go, go, go. We got to go harder. We got to go harder. But
Yes.
you also got to have some smarts behind it. So when we first got back from Christmas, we really eased into it. We went, we didn't even go full team right away. We did some individual workouts, just kind of got their conditioning level back up. And we really had we had a lot of time to prepare as coaches, because our guys were actually home for that majority of the time. So we were very particular about how we were going to get these guys back in shape and ready. And our strength staff has done a great job constantly with stretching and foam rolling and recovery with these guys. And, there's certain guys, like the guys like you mentioned, Mikey and Jordan Miner, you didn't really have to worry about them. They came back from home in better shape than when they left. They're out running and doing different things, but, that's not going to be the case with everybody. So we were pretty particular about, we're not going to try and win a championship in that first weekend against Sacred Heart. We got to build this thing to get us back so that we're peaking at the right time. So I think, my staff did a great job with that. They're, today's our day off, but they're out there right now with, 6 or 7 guys coming in and out, shooting throughout the day. So I give them all the credit in the world. They've really managed these guys in a great way.
Now, how was it for you guys going from being in person to virtual? Because I know academically that really matters as well. So a lot of guys might not like being away from the school, that structure. So how big was your academic advisory staff, your assistant coaches, to make sure that your young men's grades stayed high, you kept those grades where you need them to be in that spring and summer semester that when they was away from you guys?
Yeah, you know what? I was really worried about it, and we ended up having our highest GPA probably in the history of the program.
Oh, wow.
We were like a 3.15 as a team. We had you met Jordan Miner was a 4.0, Jordan McCoy was a 4.0, Justin Connolly was a 4.0. So they handled it well. My assistant coaches, they're each in charge. I only have 2 right now until we're kind of bulk up our staff, in this transition here. But each one of them's in charge of a handful of guys, and they're constantly checking in with them and doing virtual study halls. So it's been great. There are a few guys that really probably miss that face-to-face stuff, right? Being at a place like ours, one of the best things that they do here at Merrimack is basically your tutor is the professor themselves, right? So these teachers will have a syllabus and you have your class time, but you also have office hours where you can go and see them. So, you do have a few guys on your roster that need that face-to-face time that they haven't been able to get as much. But as a whole, we've done a great job with it. I think they're just, people haven't thrown out the new norm in a while. It's what everyone was talking about months ago, but the new norm has been all this kind of virtual stuff, and our guys have handled it well.
Yeah, I would have been terrible, coach, when I was
Yeah.
in college, man. I would have been horrible, man. I was like, look, I need to get back in the classroom. I'm gonna get F's and D's. I need to be able to talk to you and see you, because if some out here concept, I need you to break it down for me. I can't just take it and like, okay, I need you to break it down for me. Tell me why this is, so I can really get it.
Yep, for sure. And sometimes, as sometimes that charm can help you out get that better grade as well. So our guys been able
Yes.
to
You give them a big smile. Hey, I'm trying.
the room, flash that smile, maybe you get helped out a little bit. So now you
Yes,
don't
I'm
have to.
trying.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, Coach, I got a couple more for you, man. How was it recruiting via Zoom for your 21 classes, 22 classes here? I know you want to see guys in their homes, man. So how has that been for you, having to recruit via virtually, showing them your great campus within Andover, which is up there in the great area of Boston up there, man? So how's that been?
Yeah, you know what? We definitely miss on that because it's really rare that we actually have a guy visit here, like and not commit. Our commitment rate once we get a guy to campus has been pretty good because of the place it is. But we're also fortunate that we have such a young roster. So we don't have a lot of scholarships to give right now. We actually got a really good guard coming in from Israel, that we probably would have never got in different times because it was just kind of some follow up on some emails, and we did some Zooms, and we ended up getting that commitment. But I think both our seniors are most likely going to come back. That next class only has one senior in it, and we already have a commitment. So while in normal years we probably would have missed out on not having guys to campus, because our team is such a young core nucleus, we haven't had to do a whole lot of recruiting.
Most definitely. That's one for your guy, Coach. What was your quarantine hobby? Man, I was playing the guitar, man. So I can play this. I can string a little bit now. I can do some rings. I can do it now. So what was your quarantine hobby for you, man?
I would love that. I'd love to be able to play the guitar. So I ran a lot. I'm pretty good. I could at 41 years old now. I could go out and bang like 6-minute miles for a couple miles. So I got my running up, and then I got a great man cave in my basement, and little by little that thing's coming together. I got a golden tee down there now. I got NBA Jam down there. I've kind of focused on getting that area right, and probably obviously the most time spent is I have a 4-year-old son, and I have an 8-month-old son. So there's not a whole lot of other things to do when you got two young boys like that and a young family. So, but it's been great. I've been able to spend a ton of time with them. It's a lot less office time. I come in, spend time with the guys on the court. Maybe watch a little film here with staff on certain days, but a lot of time is just spent at home with my family, which has been great.
Most definitely. NBA Jam takes me back to my childhood, Coach, of my Sega Genesis, man. He's on fire. I love it. I love it, man. Playing with Dominique Wilkins and the Hawks on my NBA Jam, man. It takes me back to my childhood right there, Coach. I love it.
My Kenny Anderson, Derek Coleman is my Jersey team, and then I'm a big Knicks fan, so Starks and Ewing is a great squad as well on that game.
Yeah, my Hawks are just up there on Monday night. The Knicks put it on them really good. So, I hope my Hawks get together one of these days, man. I miss us being good.
Oh, man. Well, thanks for having me.
Anytime, Coach. Hey, you be good, man. Be safe. And best luck to you guys next games of season. I'll be watching for sure, Coach. No doubt, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Anytime, buddy.
I will see you.